Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Mirror
Good
twin.
morning.
We were laughing when Anna just arrived because Anna and I are both having we haven't had time to wash our hair day. So when I opened the door and we both had the same slicked back hair,
Yeah.
that was quite amusing. But then that's
You can always tell
mum life, isn't it?
when I don't have some time because my hair's always slicked across to cover up the greasy mess that it really is. So there you go.
There we go. Sometimes mums have just got to slick the hair back and get on with
It's
their
my
day.
Monday morning truth. A little bit of Monday morning honesty.
It's going to be a full-on honest chat today, actually. Not that we're not honest normally, but this one we're talking about because Channel Mum are really championing mum's mental health. It's not just mums, obviously, but because it is Channel Mum, it's mum's mental health, anxiety, stress,
Not championing
postnatal depression,
getting it out there.
supporting it.
Getting
Exactly.
it out there, raising awareness, and just bringing it to the forefront of people's minds. It's been shoved under the carpet for so long.
It's like, don't talk about it. Don't
You
no,
never
she's
admit
struggling. Just
to use the word
ask her.
depression, to use the word, well, just mental health in
Yeah.
itself for so long has made people think, oh my God, she's nuts. She's admitting to being nuts. It's not. And what Channel Mum's doing is amazing because people are able to say and not have an issue with saying,
I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. I have had postnatal depression. I have suffered panic attacks. I have suffered anxiety, stress. Being a mum's not easy. It's tough. And there it is. And by sharing
And there it is
that,
on the table.
yeah, by sharing that, we're supporting others.
Okay, fine. I haven't been in the depths of postnatal depression. I've certainly had the baby blues. But what I do deal with is anxiety a lot of the time. I think that's something that's becoming just more common all the time. Even when I mentioned it to my mum, I remember her just not shrugging it off, but just going, yeah, I'm afraid that's something that just comes with the game,
life.
with life, yeah. And it was interesting because I'd never really thought about my mum dealing with anxiety. And my mum is that ballsy, career-driven woman that, you know, takes no prisoners.
She's an incredible lady.
Yeah, but
if there's one lady that you could look at and think, she's strong, she's got it all together.
You've never dealt with anxiety.
No.
No way. Yeah.
You can never tell whenever you meet somebody, and she is a good example of somebody you'd never ever think.
Yeah. Female
Ever had a bad day.
A female journalist on Fleet Street in the 80s, on The Sun. I
Yeah.
mean, that was hard going, and I'd never really thought about it, but that must have been major pressure.
But you've got the polar opposite
and
of
kids
that.
and
My
everything.
mum was a stay-at-home mum. She was wife to my dad, who was a vicar, and you know she supported that role massively.
and
she
took on
suffered.
the burden of all the
Yeah.
problems of people coming to your house and asking for help and support while having 3 children.
And again, really suffered with, she had migraines, and I think she suffered with the PND as well. There's so many people this touches. It doesn't matter whether you're a career mum and you've got a nanny and a babysitter and you go out and you've got your
looking
social life
perfect.
sorted. It just doesn't matter if you're that mum or you're the stay-at-home mum who feels lonely, feels like they haven't got somebody to support them. I think whatever you do, and dads as well, you know, dads really suffer.
Absolutely. I'm seeing
with these things too.
more wobbles in Fred recently because of just extra pressures that we've got going on with work and life and kids. Ivy's 2.5, she still doesn't sleep properly, so we're exhausted a lot of the time and still trying to carry on. And other friends, partners and husbands, they've opened up and said how they've been dealing with depression too. It's not just women. We know that one of the highest causes of suicide in young men is from, you know, depression, or one of the highest causes of death is actually suicide, is what I meant to say, that way around, because men don't talk about it even half as much as women, and they're not sharing either. So this is what it's all about.
I think it's possibly getting worse by the way that we live now.
Oh yeah.
With social media puts an
Got a lot to
incredible
answer for.
amount of added pressure onto people. There's possibly not the amount of downtime. I know that for me, before I had a mobile phone, before I was on Twitter, before I was on Instagram, before for our work, you know, the amount of work time that I put into our social media accounts means that actually there are days when I think, gosh, I haven't
Have I actually
stopped.
spoken to
I
someone
haven't
properly?
thought about me. I haven't done anything for me. And yes, I might be pausing my crazy activities while I do something on social media on my handheld device, but actually I'm not doing anything for me. It's not putting anything back in. And maybe because of these things now, we've always got a phone in our hand.
Yeah.
We're always contactable. It could always ring. There's always emails pinging through. You don't set aside time to open your computer, check your emails one morning, check your emails again in the afternoon. It's constant. You're constantly contactable.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh,
Constantly contactable.
Yeah.
Say that 20 times over. But, you know, is it getting worse and worse because of the way that we live now?
I think
You
so.
know,
I do
just-
think so. And I do think we have to turn these things off. And I've said to you before, I know you haven't got there yet, but I've turned off all my notifications on my
You
phone.
can find me at 1 a.m. on Twitter.
I know. I don't want my phone buzzing all the time saying, oh, such and such liked you, such and such has commented on you. You know, I don't think that's healthy anyway. And two, it's another reason to then pick up your phone again. It's not just about your phone though. It's about the pressures. I think we see so much perfection and it's not real. It's, you know, everyone talks about Instasham. I know that's still social media, but that is something that's projected at us all the time. The perfect mothers in the adverts.
We've done it ourselves, haven't
Yeah.
we? Where you post a picture and it's like the one
Yeah.
millisecond of a day when all the kids look at the camera and smile, and the
Yeah.
rest of the time you're going, will you stop hitting him with a stick? Put that
Yeah.
down. Get over there. I've told you 3 times.
I had that yesterday.
And then cha-ching.
We got a family selfie at the blue pool, which I was calling the blue hole.
The blue hole.
And it's this lovely place in Dorset. And that was this lovely picture. I thought, do I put that up? And I was like, actually, it wasn't the best day. Tilda got in a right old brat attack because the fairy doors at the blue pool are a bit crap, and she said that this was the worst day of her life. So I lost my cool because I was trying to do something.
You
really
wanted the best day of
I
your
wanted
life.
the best day of her life. I wanted us to have a lovely day, and I lost it. And I thought, no, I'm not going to post that lovely family photo where we had that one moment because it would have felt like
Yeah.
bollocks. And yeah, it was. I think a lot of mums can probably relate to that. But yeah, so there is these courses on Channel Mum at the moment, and at the moment I think it's about a 6-part series. I think it's just going to keep on going. They've also got podcasts, so there's loads of support, and all the Channel Mum mums and vloggers, we're all doing our videos and trying to talk honestly about how we really feel. We've also done a stress and anxiety chat with our very good friend Becky Holston, who is a life coach and stress and anxiety
That's a brilliant
coach.
video.
Yeah,
Becky's
gives you an
kind of-
amazing.
Becky's talking you through. We'd love to do some more videos with
Yeah.
Becky, wouldn't we, as well? Because she has got a lot of fantastic advice.
And exercises.
Becky she does an exercise of what to do in that peak moment, that moment when perhaps your breathing's going, your heart rate speeds up. It's the panic and the kind of intense anxiety. And I think, again, it's a lot of that is down to pressure. And I certainly feel like the moments when I can feel my stomach goes,
Yeah.
and I can feel my heart start to do this, and my breathing goes, and it's normally when I've just got too
much
many
on.
things in my head that I need to do, and I feel like I'm not doing them well. And so often it's the things that I'm doing with the kids that I feel I'm not quite getting right. Be it the homework, because I feel the pressure of homework as well, but you know, I want it to be good and I want it to be right. I don't want to shout at the kids to do
And you
their
don't want it to
homework.
just be wedged in 10 minutes to just get it done. You want
And
it
then
to
we
have
need
been a good
outdoor
job,
time
don't
as
you?
well.
Yeah.
I want the kids to have outdoor time every day. I don't want to shout at my kids. They hate doing that. There's so many things in my head. I need them to be clean. I need to clip the nails. Oh, and I haven't done the video that we were supposed to do, and we've got another brand video to do, and we've got another
Yeah.
bit. There's so many things, and it's
I get it
just-
when Ivy wakes us up at night and then you're trying to get back to sleep. Sometimes I can't get back to sleep because that's when busy head has started, and I know that there's going to be an email tomorrow with another work email with another project that we need to get done, and I just think, oh, I already feel like I'm like this, and I know tomorrow there's going to be a load of other stuff that's going to come on top, and I feel sick. And I can feel the shakes. I got the shakes yesterday, weirdly, out of nowhere. And I was thinking, what is it? What is wrong? I was trying to stop and think, what is particularly wrong at this particular moment? And I couldn't nail it. I just knew that I was getting a bit like that. And I just thought, oh, okay, I need to do something for myself at some point, which I didn't have time yesterday.
And sometimes, because I feel like so often we talk about take some time out for yourself, do something relaxing, sit in front of the television. I actually find sometimes that ticking a few things off my list can help me get to a better mental state. I think, what day was it? Like, there was one day last week where I spoke to Katie in the morning and I said, I'm really not feeling great. Yeah. There were a load of things that, you know, going through divorce at the moment as well. There's so many things that just feel like they can be caving in on me at the moment. I wanted to get that video up. There was just loads of stuff, and I thought either I can organise a social and get the girls over because I could feel myself thinking a bit, or I could actually just close the doors, knuckle down, tick off a few things. And the same with the house not being tidy. If my house is not tidy, that is a massive thing for me, which some people laugh at that.
No, I'm with you, and especially
to go
not
to
being
sleep
a tidy
in a
person.
bedroom with clothes all over the floor, or to put kids to bed in a room which is untidy. I don't like that either. That's just one of my isms. I know it's a bit strange, but
I don't think it's too
these things are all things
yeah.
that feel like stuff that I need to do. And actually, sometimes for me to not go and do my yoga class or whatever it is, the things that you might think
will be the thing that will help you.
Actually, to just tick a few things off the list or prep the homework. So when the kids come back in from school, it's ready to go, and I've looked through it, and there's not kind of the sort of messy time in the middle. Doing homework with 3 kids is hard work.
I'm sure it is. I only have to do it with one, and you still have to stand over them and make sure it's happening. And
so how do you help yourself, and how do you get yourself back from that? I think I've had so many panic attacks, and I've suffered with the kind of anxiety and the postnatal depression for so long that I've started to really recognise my own signs now.
Right.
As I think you do now. I think we're both old hands at the anxiety thing. But we've kind of lived with it, and we see it in each other as well.
And you can see when the other one is either snapping more than they did before, or just you can see their eyes welling up at the smallest thing, or we've been there too many times.
But I think having kids and dealing with other stuff as well, and it's not even just dealing with other stuff. There's, for whatever reason it's tough, and I think the only thing you can do is try and recognise the signs and do something about it really quickly. Yeah.
Well, one of the videos that Emma Kenny talks about on Channel Mum is about seeing the symptoms and actually understanding what they mean and what they do and how they manifest themselves in you. If you leave those symptoms bubbling, it's like a symptom of anything. If you leave something untreated, it's going to become something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I said something. That's bad. Something else. And
normally me.
And I sent someone a text yesterday, and I said YOUR instead of YOU''RE, and I berated myself. I was horrified. Anyway. That's just punctuation.
Normally her berating me for that.
I followed it with one going, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I just wrote your instead of your. Your.
I wouldn't have even noticed.
Oh, but these are the ridiculous pressures. We all have these. You had your isms about messy houses. I have isms about getting my grammar right. It's all these little things that become who we are, but also big things that get out of control, and we have to try and do something about that. And I think it's really important to say, taking time for yourself, for your mental health, is not selfish. It's not meaning that you're not giving your kids enough attention. If anything, you're doing it for them as well as doing it for you. Because if mum goes down, if dad goes down, the whole thing's going to crumble. That whole pile, that whole tower that you're trying to hold together, and the plates and the balls.
Best things to think
crash.
Is that I've heard it a couple of times where when the gas mask drops down, you have to put your own gas mask on, your own oxygen mask on,
really good point.
Before you help the kid next to you. And actually, you can't help them if you don't put your own oxygen mask on, because you'll be suffering. And if you're suffering, you can't help them how you need to. So the best thing to do is help yourself so you can be the best help to the next person. And that That's
vital.
everything. That
It is
really is
vital.
everything. You can't be a great friend. You can't be a great mum. You can't be a great dad.
Wife, partner,
unless
whatever.
you look after yourself. And I'm crap at it, but I'm getting better.
Yeah. Well, it's like that thing that you always get it seen shared on social media again. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup. It is that simple. It really is. If you've got nothing to give, then it's just it's all gonna fall apart.
We're sat here chatting about it like we've got it sorted.
Oh yeah,
We
we're so sorted. But this is our point.
We haven't.
We don't have it sorted. We do drop balls all the time. But I think it's about saying, that's okay. You know what? As long as it's not like you've really done something neglectful of the children or someone around you, you know, you've got to let things go and look at your week and think, okay, I can tackle definitely for sure this and this.
Yeah.
That needs to go. I'm afraid I can't see that friend that day, or I can't do that extra overtime for work, or I can't, I don't know, whatever it is, I can't make the 3-course dinner for the family on Sunday.
Yeah,
Just start reducing a few things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
cheese
thoughts on it.
toasties is fine.
Hey, if your kids have pizza 3 days in a row, you know what? They'll get over it. They won't remember that when they're older. And at least they got fed.
Exactly. And I think the guilt is so often the thing that puts us into a mentally dark place. I know for me it's the guilt that pushes me straight into a black hole. Feeling like I haven't given one of my 3 kids enough time, or I didn't make the football match because I was at the rugby game with the other one. You know, all of that makes me feel guilty. Every day there are things that I can feel guilty about. I think sometimes, do you know what? I can't feel guilty about it all. I'm one mum. I've got 3 kids. I've got a house to run. I've got a job to do. I can't feel bad about myself all the time, because that's just going to, like...
And there's always something that comes along, like the washing machine broke. I've just had that. You know, my dad's about to have a hip replacement. There's things that come along
the washing machine
that you weren't expecting.
That was bad.
The washing machine broke mid-cycle when Ivy had a sick bug. So it was filled with bedding and pyjamas covered in sick, which I then had to hose down in the garden in a bucket. And then Curry's. Thanks a lot for being really unhelpful. Sorry to knock them, but you really didn't help me out by then saying you were going to deliver on a certain day, called on the day to say it wasn't coming, screwed up, then they didn't have it in stock,
when it went
and
wrong.
I was furious. Some poor bloke got it in the ear on the phone, and I have to say some of their customer service a bit of a Freudian slip. One of the customer service guys was actually really fab and got it sorted, but those are the things that come along and just screw with your day when you were not expecting it.
You've already got a load of stuff.
Yeah,
that's
and
the problem. We overload
to lose your mind.
We really do.
And you want to cry.
But this weekend, we said last week, didn't we? We just need, do you know what? Let's just stop filling everything with everything, and let's take some time out. We live near the New Forest. Let's go to the New Forest, get some friends together and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Let's just...
You've got to do it.
And there's no reception in the New Forest. It's even better.
Yes, no
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
And we just did, didn't we? We put out a text message, said, this is what we're doing. Let's take the kids into the New Forest.
And it was so nice to blow the
afternoon
cobwebs
ever.
away. We had colds, more sick bugs, everything. Again, Fred was stressed with life, and so was I. And when Anna said that, I was like, yes, that is what we need to do.
We had a little WhatsApp group. I started a WhatsApp group called Team Building.
It was called
And it was about relationship building and team building and family time. And sometimes it's so easy to fill every minute of every day with something and not just take time to be together.
Yeah.
And we love it.
And see the wood for the trees. You know, it's that whole thing where you were so busy trying to make everything perfect and make everything a wonderful moment that actually, and get that perfect photo, that actually you're missing everything. And you are, and you're missing by looking at your phone, or missing the kids doing something. You know, last night we had Strictly on, we were catching up on Strictly, and the kids were dancing around the living room, and Ivy was just being swung around by Fred and was just looking into his eyes, and it was so sweet. Ruth Langsford was doing that waltz, and there's Ivy swinging backwards and forwards with her daddy, and Tilda wanted to jump up and join in, and we got up and danced with every song that came on, and I just thought that's brilliant. We weren't doing anything special.
You didn't film it, didn't take a photo of it. It's quite often...
I might have filmed a tiny bit of it, but to be honest.
I was just going to say, sometimes it's nice to have those moments and not...
I did.
We do
so
spend
cute.
so much time filming stuff, photographing stuff, that sometimes you think, God...
Yeah, I only did it for that minute, and then I put my phone down and we all got up and we danced, and that was
giggling without trying to...
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. Let's show everyone how amazing we are. No, that was nice.
But anyway, what does it mean? This video, just, I think, look out for your friends is a really big thing, isn't it? Spot the signs in your friends, spot the signs in the person in the park.
Ask other mums how they are. Make sure, really
somebody
ask
on
them.
Twitter this morning had got up and put something about just feeling not great about being a mum with her kids, and I thought, I have to reach out, I have to do something. So I messaged her, and it's not very much, and sometimes it really isn't very much. Just smiling and saying hi to that person on their own in the park.
And don't always be fooled by a happy smile. I think there was a very important message sent out recently by the wife of the, and I'm going to feel terrible now because I can't remember his name, in one of the bands recently committed suicide, and she posted a family picture that had been taken days before he killed himself, and he is there with the biggest smile on his face with the family, and she just said, this is what depression looks like. So
I saw that.
So make sure that you are really checking in with people, and it's very easy to forget to ask how people are because we're so busy, and sometimes maybe having a bit of a self-involved day, and we've got our own crap going on, but you've got ask how they are.
Don't miss how your friend's feeling because you're looking at your phone as well.
Yeah.
Or how your kids are feeling. Kids younger and younger and younger are suffering with anxiety and panic attacks and depression, and it's no wonder in the with what we're growing up with social media and these false images of happiness and reality. Nobody
and filters.
Nobody looks like that. They photoshopped out their spots and their boils and their armpit hair, and they've made themselves look skinnier. No, armpit hair, maybe they're just shaved. But let's look out for each other a bit, and let's look out for ourselves a bit. Find some way of spotting when you're going down and do something about it.
Take time for yourself and for your friends, but also you can let things go. I think that's it. Don't be afraid to let a few balls drop here and there. I often talk about this back burner rotation that I have going on with work, Fred, the kids, and I try not to let anyone be on that back burner for more than necessary. And you've got to keep it moving and then go, you know what, it's okay if that's gonna go. The world won't end, and there is help out there.
Get over to Channel Mum.
Try the Channel Mum course. There's a lovely intro video from Siobhan Freegard, who started Channel Mum. She also started Net Mums, talking about her own postnatal depression, and I listened to it in the car, and it's such a great place to listen to podcasts. So do that, download that one on the podcast, and it really helped me just listening to somebody else's story, somebody really successful, someone that looks like she's got her together,
stuff sorted,
and to hear her story too. So again, when you hear other people's journeys, you think
are again, she's another lady who you think she's got it together. It's great that she's helping all these other mums because she's quite obviously got it together, and then you find out that she hasn't, or that she's struggled. And
the point of her starting Net Mums was because of postnatal depression, because she started talking to another mum who was a scientist who sounded really like she was super smart, super on the ball, and she opened up one day in a coffee shop and said, "Oh yes, I'm not working at the moment because I've got postnatal depression." She said everyone stopped for a moment because no one says that, but she did, and that's how they bonded, and they started Net Mums together. It's kind of a cool story.
By us all talking about it, Siobhan talking about it, Emma Kenny talking us through it, us talking about it, all the Channel Mum vloggers sharing their anxiety moments, their panic attacks, their all the things and that they have to deal with day after day after day. Hopefully this is just not only raising awareness, but making it okay to talk about, because I really think it is okay to talk about.
It is okay,
and we shouldn't feel frightened to share stuff. And the more we talk about it, the more you'll find out that other people have experienced it as well, and that's a way that we can support each other and help each other through it.
Because I'm not generally someone that likes to talk about not having my act together. I'm just not really that person. I'm not particularly good about saying when I'm having a really bad day. And funnily enough, Becky hooked me up to her machine. Becky, who we were talking about earlier, her stress machine. And it was really interesting to see my levels that were really wonky at the beginning. But when she asked me questions, when I did talk about things, my red bar actually goes down and my green goes up. And it's more complicated than that, a bit more scientific than that. No, but it was really interesting just because when you talk, it just showed basically that when I talked, I balanced out better, and the bottom line is that I'm not talking enough about how I feel about things. It was just an interesting.
It's probably because I'm talking all the time. You can't get a word in edgeways.
That might be maybe. But anyway, that's
watch
it.
the videos over on Channel Mum. Watch our video with Becky because she's incredible, and we do plan to do some more of those. The vloggers share so much over on Channel Mum. It's really worth watching a few of those, and reach out, whether it's through social media, whether it's by going to mums and toddlers groups, parents and toddlers groups, dads groups, join an NCT club. Things like that help massively, and even if it's right out of your comfort zone,
because that's it can be scary.
I had to force myself to go to group after group after group until I found one where I felt like I fitted in. And it's a shame that you can't feel like you fit in everywhere, but it makes a massive difference going to groups and seeing the mum that's rocked up feeling rubbish. But helping other people can sometimes be the thing that fills up your tank as well. So
the love tank.
Yeah, the love tank. Fill it up by reaching out. And thanks for watching another one of our videos. Share it, like it, love it, follow us.
And we'll see you next time. Leave us a comment though and let us know how you're doing. Bye bye.